Welcome to our lecture online. Here we have a problem dealing with Young's modulus. So let's read it and see what it says. A uniform metallic wire is elongated by 0.04 meters when subjected to a linear force F. The elongation, if its length and diameter is doubled and subjected to the same force, will be, and we need to come up with a number in centimeters. All right, let's write down the equation we use for Young's modulus. So Young's modulus, by definition, is equal to the stress divided by the strain. And the stress is defined as force per unit area. And the strain is the change in length over the original length. Now notice that we're trying to find something about its elongation, which is the delta L. So let's solve this equation for delta L. So we have Young's modulus is equal to F over A times, because when we divide by a fraction, it's the same as multiplying by its inverse, so it would be L sub naught divided by delta L. And then if we solve this for delta L, we get delta L is equal to F times the original length divided by area times Young's modulus. Now notice that the original length, the original length changes. It says we're changing the length and we're changing the diameter. We're doubling the diameter and we're doubling the length. But the force remained the same and Young's modulus remained the same because it's the same material. So we can write this as delta L is equal to L sub naught divided by area, these are the two things that are going to change, times force over Young's modulus, which stays the same. That stays as a constant. And area can be written as pi r squared. So we have L sub naught divided by pi r squared times, and let's go ahead and write it like this, times F over Young's modulus. And then if we get the pi in there, we can say that delta L is equal to length, initial length, divided by r squared times the force divided by pi times Young's modulus. And notice what's in the parentheses, that's a constant. So now, depending upon how length changes and upon r changes, that's how we're going to figure out to change the delta L. All right? So delta L is going to be equal to, we are doubling the length, so delta L is going to be 2 times, let's see here, how are we going to do that? Let's put this on there. Initial length, initial radius, that's going to be the initial delta L. So let me write as initial delta L. So initial delta L is going to be equal to original length divided by r initial squared times, of course, the constant doesn't change, the force divided by pi times Young's modulus, like this. So delta L is going to be equal to, the new change in length is going to be equal to, L sub naught is changing to 2 times L sub naught, because we're doubling the length, and we're also doubling the diameter, which is the same as doubling the radius. So it's going to be 2r sub naught quantity squared, times, of course, force divided by pi and Young's modulus, like this. So 2 squared is 4, 2 in the numerator, 4 in the denominator, so we end up with delta L is equal to 1 over 2 times L sub naught over r sub naught squared times F over pi y sub naught, y. And then of course this here times this portion right here was the original length. So that means the new length delta L is going to be 1/2 times the original delta L. And of course the original delta L was 0.04 meters, which is 4 centimeters. So the new delta L, which equals 1/2 times 4 centimeters, which is equal to 2 centimeters. So that's the new elongation by doubling the length and doubling the diameter. And so the answer is 2 centimeters is going to be the new delta L under the circumstances. And that is how it's done. All right? Is that a wrap for today?